Hi Valley Kids, welcome back to another G67 math video. Tonight we're going to be adding and subtracting positive and negative fractions. Let's start off with our trivia question. I'm kind of excited about it. It's from my son Connor. How did UPS, or UPS as we used to say, get started? This is the big brown machine in case you missed it. All right, officially tonight I can add and subtract positive and negative fractions with like denominators. So let's do this thing. George buys some shares of stock. The first day he owns it, the stock goes down 7/8%. The second day, it goes up 5/8%. What is the net gain or loss after 2 days? All right, let's see. Well, we have a negative 7/8 on the first day, and then it goes up 5/8 the second day. So we have this little problem here we've set up. We have to add these two fractions. Luckily, they both have the same denominator. But what do? Well, we think about it this way. We have negative 7, and we're going to add 5 to it. So think about a number line. We are 7/8. We're in the hole. A lot of eighths. 7 of them to be exact. We add 5 to it, so we're going to move to the right 5/8. We end up with a negative 2/8. We're still in the hole. And, of course, that simplifies to a minus 1/4. We'll look at these on the number line. We'll try to get the feel for adding fractions with like denominators. We've got that whole negative component thrown in. All right, let's take a look at some just must-know stuff. You got to know the numerator and the denominator, and that the numerator is the number of pieces, and the denominator is the number of pieces in a whole. So this is what you have, and this is the number of pieces in total. Know that a fraction is part of something. It's not whole. 1/4. You have 1/4 of a pie. A mixed number, this means that there are some wholes and some parts. You have 2 whole pies and 1/4 of another pie. Mixed numbers, wholes and fractions. The words common and like really mean the same thing. A common denominator means the same denominator, or a like denominator. Unlike denominators mean something that are different. What's the bottom line? You need to have a common or like denominator to add or subtract fractions or mixed numbers. Tonight we're going to be working solely with fractions that have like denominators. The catch is we're going to throw some negative numbers in there. That's where it's going to make it a little more challenging. So if you look at these like fractions down here, we have 1/7. We're going to add 5/7. Because we have the same denominator, here's 1 piece of 7, here's 5 pieces of 7. You really have a total of 6 pieces out of 7, correct? All right, same here. You have 5 pieces out of 7, and you're going to take away 2 out of 7. 5 pieces of pizza left in a box with 7 pieces total. When it's full, you have 5 of them. Somebody eats 2, you have 3 left. 3/7. Basically, pretty simple, right? All right, let's look at a little more complicated situations. We're just kind of build up as we go, looking at negatives as we do this. There's always some yeah buts. Oops, I skipped one. So we have 2/3, and we're going to add 1/3. Well, here's the first little struggle. When you add the 2 plus the 1, you have 3/3. Now you have to do some reducing or some simplifying. 3/3, of course, is the same as 1. Well, now you have 3/4, and you're going to take away 2/4. Well, just work straight across. Leave the denominators alone. 3 minus 2 is 1/4 left. All right, so you'll be adding or subtracting the numerators. You're leaving the denominators alone. Okay, tomorrow night's lesson, we're going to have to learn how to change the denominators so that they're both the same. That's going to be a little bit more complicated. All right, I'd like to have you try these two problems right here. You just slide down, get the equal signs ready. Why don't you pause and go ahead and try these basic ones. All right, let's just see how you did. 5/16 plus 3/16. We could just add the numerators and get 8/16. That's really the same as 1/2. You have 4/9. You take away 1/9. You got 3/9, and it's the same as 1/3. Did you remember to reduce those into simplest form? I hope so. Here's the first bunch of yeah buts. There's always yeah buts on these. Take a look at this one. Now you're at a negative 2/3, and you're going to add 1/3. What? All right, well, let's just think this number line through. That's why I put it in here. We're at we're at negative 2/3 right over here in the number line, and we're going to add 1/3. Well, let's just see. You can grab this guy. We're at negative 2/3. We're going to add 1/3. So when you add, you're going to move to the right on the number line. When you subtract, you're going to move to the left. 2/3, add 1/3, you're at a negative 1/3. Woohoo! All right, try this next one. You're at a negative 2/3. Now we're still here at negative 2/3. And we're going to subtract. Well, when I subtract, I got to go this direction. So let's do it. We're at a negative 2/3. My number line has the intervals of thirds. So if I subtract 2/3, I'm over here at 4/3. Negative 4/3, which is really the same as a negative 1 1/3. Now you're starting to go, okay, I thought this was going to be so easy. Yeah, it requires some thinking, and I like to use a number line to try to help me sort that out in my head. All right, I want you to try some. Here are 3 problems right here. I want you to pause it and go ahead. You can use this number line up on top for all of them. They're all in quarters. Go ahead. Okay, let's see how you did. 3/4 plus a negative 2/4. Well, that's really the same as 3/4 minus 2/4. It's like adding a negative. It's the same thing, so that's 1/4. 1/4 minus 3/4. Uh-oh. I'm at 1/4. I'm going to minus 3/4. Looks like negative 2/4, which is a minus 1/2. Now we're at negative 1/4. And we're going to add 3/4. Here's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. Again, it looks like we're at 2/4 or 1/2. All right, one more problem. Try this guy. Oh, weren't sure what to do there? All right, I've rewritten it for you. I just made negative 1, negative 4/4. I can do that. I don't even need a license. Okay, well, negative 1/4, right? Negative 4/4, that's negative 1. We're here at negative 1, and we're going to add 3/4. We're at negative 1. Here's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. I'm still at a negative 1/4. There's your answer. Okay, I think I got some more for you. All right, now try these ones here. All right, see how you did. You're at negative 2/16. You're going to add, you're at negative 7/16. You're going to add 2/16. Well, you're negative 7. You're going to go back 2. You'd be at negative 5/16. See me moving my cursor? I'm actually doing that in my head. I know you're probably thinking he's crazy, but it does help. All right, this next one is kind of tricky. What do you think? Do you remember when we talked about negative numbers? Subtracting a negative is the same as adding. So this one actually is 8/9 because these become positives. 4 minus a negative is really the same as 4 plus 4/9. Plus 8/9. All right, 2 more here. Negative 3/8 plus 7/8. 4/8 or 1/2. You're at negative 3. You're going to add 7. Well, 3 will get me back to 0, and I still go 4 more eighths to the right. I'm at 4/8. All right, how about this one? 2/11 plus a negative 5/11. All right. Negative 3/11. You're at 2. You're going to subtract 5. You're at 2. You're back at 0. 1, 2, 3. You're at negative 3/11. I don't even know if you need a number line. You can just kind of do it in your head like I'm doing. All right, here's your ticket to the show. 2 problems, negative 3/8 plus a negative 5/8, and 3/5 minus 4/5. All right, how did UPS get started? I can't even say it because we just said UPS when we were a kid. How did UPS get started? Cool story. It was founded by 2 teenagers with 1 bicycle and $100. This was in 1907. So basically, what these 2 guys did was they borrowed $100. They took their bike, these 2 brothers. There was a 19-year-old guy named Claude, and 18-year-old Claude and 19-year-old Jim Casey, these 2 friends, and they were delivering telegrams, which before people had phones, you communicated officially by telegram. So they were racing around, I think it was Seattle, Washington, on this bike, delivering these telegrams. Well, then of course people started getting phones and things like that, and the telegraph business kind of went in a clink. But then they started carrying packages and doing that. Kind of cool. The big brown machine. You see those brown UPS trucks all over the place. Next time you see one, ask your mom and dad, how did they get started? 2 teenagers and 1 bicycle and $100. Great story. All right, thanks for listening. Bye.